We have meteorologist Reet here to help break down all of your weather forecasting for this entire month. Rhythm, before we get into the month of January, maybe we should take a trip down memory lane and head back to December.
Absolutely, Victoria. When we take a look back at the last week of December, what we generally saw was from coast to coast, those above seasonal temperatures. It might just be more to come for many people.
Some people might already be tired of the snow and they want to head out on a vacation, but perhaps, some people, they want to plan ski trips. Maybe there's a wedding that you have to attend. The question is, what's the first half of January going to be like for some folks across Canada?
Well, we can give you a bit of a sneak peek by simply looking at some of those wind chills. Those cold temperatures, yes, will be bringing with it a bit of a chill, but it's not going to be too long-lived if you do not prefer the cold air like myself.
I don't prefer the cold air either, but you know what? Those avid snowboarders and skiers, they love it because then we can start making snow. So maybe it's a good time to plan your skiing event for the first half of January. But what about the second half?
This is when we're going to see a little bit of a shift as we head towards the later half of January, because a lot of that cold air will be across central portions of the U.S. But as we head towards the end of the month, we will start to see that shift back towards the west.
Thank you so much, Rhythm. Well, there you have it. That's your January outlook. Now you are certainly in the know.
Time to take a look at your January outlook. Who's going to be seeing the cold and who's going to be seeing the warmth? We're going to break that down right now. But December ended more so on a warm note, portions of eastern Canada, meaning that we will be looking at more below seasonal conditions for areas across Ontario, eastern portions of the prairies, and into Quebec, with a more active storm track, so more clippers expected, whereas western portions will be looking at more ridging as well as warmer conditions. When we take a look at the first half in terms of those temperature anomalies, we can really see that most of that cold air and below seasonal conditions will be towards the southern portions of southern Ontario. We're going to be looking at more of those cooler temperatures. So for any of the snowbirds, if you're heading down south, it's going to be a little bit more chilly than you expect. We'll see warmer conditions across areas like Labrador as well as Newfoundland, with more of an active storm track with warm fronts bringing more of that warm air, and similarly across western portions of Canada. But that's not going to last for too long. As we head into late January, whereas eastern portions will start to see a bit of a warm up as well as more of an active storm track featuring more Texas lows as well as Colorado lows. Stick around. In 10 minutes, we're going to take a look at your full regional forecast. Snow squalls causing low visibility, really annoying me for when I want to drive into work in the morning. I don't appreciate them and I don't like them. I'm going to be honest. How much snowfall we've gotten with these is quite significant. Up towards Barrie, we've accumulated over 20 centimeters of snowfall right along the shorelines of Lake Huron. That's where we've seen upwards of 10 centimeters of snow. But they're still going to be continuing as we're going through your day on Saturday. That band really setting up over areas across Barrie, Collingwood once again through the day today is going to lead to quite strong and a high amount of accumulation. That's going to reach all the way to the shorelines of Lake Ontario as well, but this band really meanders, so as we head into our day tomorrow, we will start to see them pushing further towards the south, impacting areas across the Golden Horseshoe. So we're not completely cleared until Monday. Monday we'll see those winds shifting from the northeast, and that will finally kill this snowmaking machine that we call the Great Lakes. Now, in terms of the accumulation, less than 3 centimeters expected right along the Golden Horseshoe up towards areas of Barrie and Midland. You can still be looking at 30 centimeters, similarly into Owen Sound as well. On the heels of this, cold air is going to be the story, but fortunately we get quite lucky in southern Ontario because those Great Lakes are warm. So the Great Lakes being warm adds a layer of warm air right above the lakes, keeping that cold air away from us. The first official week of 2025 will feature more cold air pushing across regions into eastern Canada. So eastern Ontario, northwestern Ontario, and southern Quebec, you are going to be looking at frigid temperatures, -20s making their way in. However, across regions of the lakes, it's going to add a layer of warm air right above the lakes, keeping all of that cold air away from the shoreline.